what would you say was the most, how can you put this, the most undeniable paranormal activity which you have experienced in this building?
Well, I think I was here one weekend with a bunch of them, and was in this room, all round in the ring, and there's three of them in the middle, and one says to the ghosts, we're paranormal, we're here to help you, not to cause any problems with you. We want to try and help you to see if we can do some things. And they said, right, if there's anyone around, we want you to touch somebody to let them know that that you're here. So they did do. And then he says, could you go around the room and touch someone and lift their arms up, right?
Yeah.
We stand like that, and my hands went up like that.
Okay.
And a lot more people did, and I thought, what am I doing with my hands like that? So I tried to put them down, I couldn't, but then as soon as he turned around and says to them, can you drop them? They went like that.
Right, okay, so what you've experienced there is basically physical mediumship upon you, which is interaction with the spirit.
I mean, I've seen other things, but same as I say, we get that through the time of being here.
Okay, when you say you've seen other things, could you elaborate on that a little bit? Why have you actually seen
like I came out the other day, I came out the theatre to lock up. I pulled the door behind me, and the table just dropped onto the floor. The one behind the door, it just fell on the floor.
Okay, and that's never done that in the time, apart from that?
No. I mean, the chandelier, it moves backwards and forwards down the two. Yeah, they rattle on different things.
So, in your opinion, would you say that was definite paranormal activity?
Oh yeah. You help them, and they help you. You tell them they're not going to harm them, they'll not harm you, they'll leave you to it. I mean, I've worked upstairs in the 2 bedrooms for hours on end, and not even bothered, just got on with it. I suppose I've heard a bang and a squeak or something, but then that's just normal, isn't it, really?
Yeah. Okay. I think we're going to leave it there, sir.
That's okay.
Thanks for your time.
That's all right.
Thanks for sharing your experiences.
That's all right.
And with that, I'll say that's a wrap.
Right.
Good evening, my name is Des Kirkland. I am chairman of the Gainsborough Theatre Company, which owns the Old Nick Theatre and Police Museum. When I first came to this building as a volunteer many years ago, I was told by people who were already here that this building was haunted. Unfortunately, I was a skeptic. I did not believe a word of it, and it took some time to convince me. However, things I've experienced personally, both on my own and in company with other people, so there's no question about the fact that these things have happened, has convinced me that there is something actually here. What it is, I cannot explain. I don't know the terminology, but I can tell you I have heard noises, I've heard groans, sighs, giggling of a very young girl. I've had furniture being moved. I've seen doors slam, and more importantly, in this very auditorium, there's a particular seat which on occasion comes down on its own. Now, these type of theatre or cinema seats are not easy to actually go down. You will see sometimes they spring up where they've been left down, but I've never seen one come down on their own by normal means. And it's always the same seat, and it's actually directly behind me, it's C13. Now, I am told by people who have more experience than myself that particular seat is occupied by somebody who used to be a part of this theatre group about 30 years ago, and have now passed over to the other side, and they've kept that association with the building. So I can't say any more than that, but I can tell you that what I have experienced with others, so there's no doubt about it. About a few months ago, I was coming up the stairs from the foyer with a colleague, and the speaker on the wall just outside this auditorium jumped off a wall or fell off a wall. Now that cannot happen on its own simply because it is on two hooks. So to take the speaker off, you have to lift the speaker up, pull it out by a half an inch and then lower it down. So that could not happen by normal means. The interesting thing is there's another speaker of the same type in the dressing room, and 2 weeks later another colleague was in there doing some cleaning up when that speaker fell off the wall again. Now I can't explain either of those, but clearly they are something which are beyond normal means.
And that what we've just heard just then wasn't paranormal, was it? It was just someone walking to the other side.
That was somebody walking through the other side of the...
So how long have you actually worked here for?
Well, I was a volunteer here first for about 6 years before I got involved in the management side.
Okay. So you'd say that you definitely know the building now, don't you?
I know it very well.
So there's no doubt in your mind that what you've seen, there's no doubt that it's nothing other than paranormal activity?
Well, it would have to be paranormal because it's not just what I've seen and heard, but it's what other people see and hear as well. Not just in the evening, but also during the daytime. And in fact, one of our volunteers a few months ago was sitting in the cafeteria area on a break, and she was looking at CCTV images, which we have, and she actually saw a figure come out through one of the closed doors and walk across a corridor, or drift across the corridor, and she actually filmed it on her mobile phone.
Right, okay, so hi, my name's Rachel. We're at the Gainsborough's Old Nick tonight, and we've had some great experience downstairs in the cells. You know, basically we've seen a lot of shadows down there, children. We've seen 2 adults down there. Obviously, you can't really specify whether it's male or female, but we've seen them. We've definitely had knocking back, we've had whistling. Basically, we went in the inspector's room as well, and me and my mum both. My mum was very sceptic, but she's seen tonight basically a shadow on top of like some drawers, like leant over at her, and to be fair, she clung to me.
Sorry to talk over you there. Yeah. So when you say shadow, a figure of a person?
It was definitely a figure of a person, yeah, definitely.
Would you say adult, children, or?
I can't really work it out because it was stood on top of a set of drawers.
Okay.
It was actually stood and leant, but we've seen a child near the inspector's room, so yeah.
Absolutely, ma'am. I always finish with this question. In your opinion, would you say it was definitely paranormal activity that you have experienced tonight?
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
With that, we'll leave it there. Thanks for your interview.
All right.
Good evening. Hello again, Luke.
Doing,
here we are back here together. Out with True Paranormal Events. Here's Luke. We've interviewed him once before. I'm going to say cool guy as I did last time. He's had some experiences with some people here tonight. So what I'm going to do is jump around the other side of the camera and let him tell you what he's experienced. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, mate. Okay, so yeah, we was downstairs in the cells at the Old Nick Gainsborough. A lot of people have reported to me tonight saying that they've seen a figure. We've basically chucked a ball, and when you chuck it, it flashes different coloured lights. So we chucked the ball, and when it stopped flashing, as soon as it stopped flashing, we saw a shadow walk across the corridor where the ball was thrown.
Amazing.
So yeah, it was brilliant to see. Everyone really got a bit freaked out, but you know.
I'm not surprised. When you say shadow, would you say adult size shadow?
It was adult size, so it was definitely adult. It was tall, yeah, or tall child.
Tall child. You never know nowadays, do you?
But yeah, it looked solid. Like we couldn't see through it, so it was just a black figure. Really, it was say a shadow, but shadow you probably couldn't see through it. But it's just a solid black figure. Just walked across the corridor.
Now I seem to remember that earlier on in the night when you first arrived, you was travelling upstairs. Did you heard something, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
What you heard?
Before all the guests arrived, I was bringing all the equipment upstairs, what we used tonight, and as I was on my way back up the stairs, I heard like a whining of a child. Literally, I couldn't get up the stairs quick enough for that. I wasn't expecting that so early on in the night.
There's no children here tonight, is there? This is a paranormal investigation, children free.
Yeah, but exactly. But funny enough, though, when we was back down in the cellars,
we heard like screaming. Like I can't really describe it. It's as if it was petrified. The person was petrified. It was just like that sort of scream. So we, as a paranormal investigator, tried to chase it, see where it was coming from. No explanation whatsoever where that came from.
So we're going to end it on the same question. Would you say that what you've experienced tonight is definitely paranormal activity?
100%. 100%.
Well, we're going to leave it there with a high five again, Luke.
Again, spot on, mate.
UHUK. Cheers, buddy.